Sorry, I'm gonna have to merge those two videos into each other because I'm not doing that intro again because that was off the top of my mind, but I figured out why my camera was shaking. It's just my phone. And yes, I did get a new camera, so I'm gonna try to talk about some updates because I understand not all of my audience is on TikTok or Instagram or Spotify. Can you tell those are the other platforms that I use? Wink. But yeah, I do not script, I still don't script things, but obviously when I am recording, for example, a Spotify episode of mine, I sit down ahead of time and so I have huge sheets of paper all over my room or my studio upstairs. And it's just a way for me to think about ideas and write them down because I'm a super visual person. But also in order to learn something, I have to do it myself. So I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit of both, but anyway. But yes, so what was I saying? So I do have bullet points written out beside me of items that I would definitely like to cover in said, you know what, I forgot to say, I'm going to do a sports activity this evening, and so I'm going to have to go. So this video is going to be incredibly short. So if you're unsure if this kind of new type of YouTube content is for you, then this video might be great because this is going to be a shorter video. But you know, I think there's a lot to be said for the longer videos because again, although I am trying so many different things, the overall basket, or you know, all the eggs in one basket, the overall basket message is mental health, right? So even though, yes, I am probably going to start doing filming what is called ASMR. I think that is a great community online. They're incredibly supportive. They help me. And so I would like to try a turn at it and just see what I can do. Now, I don't know what I will be creating as ASMR content. I have some ideas in my head, but of course, will those actually come to fruition? I do not know. But I instantly noticed that I'm talking that statico type of a thing, type of a rhythm, which if that bothers you, I am trying everything I can do not to talk like that, but while my mind is trying to think of things to talk about that are appropriate on camera, in case for some reason I get viewers who this is not meant for, you know, so I don't want to be saying inappropriate things if there's children watching. Again, I've never advertised this channel as a kid-friendly content because I think that although kids, yes, I certainly agree that kids suffer from mental health. I also, in the same sentence, do disagree that they should get their mental health advice from online because I think that is wildly dangerous. You know, I think, again, you know, if things that I talk about resonate with you, then I think you should probably look into some counseling because I have been receiving counseling for X amount of time, and some days I feel great and other days I don't feel so great. And so I did document a few of those days or times, you know, just to show that it's not all sunshine and rainbows, because that is just reality. However, as adults, even if our minds are a little bit sicker than normal, just where I have PTSD, and I'm trying desperately to break those stigmas. If your mind is a little bit sicker than normal or desired, then, you know, hopefully as an adult, you have enough life experience, rational thought, and, you know, all that stuff to decide, yes, you may tune in, for example, to my channel. However, you only like the videos. You do not You do not make my videos your, in a sense, pardon, I cannot think of another word, but your Bible for how to go about life. Because I am certainly not a professional. I have experience in what I speak of, but at the same time, I worry that kids don't have enough, no disrespect, apparently I really like to wag my finger, no disrespect, but I truly don't believe that kids have enough of a, what's the word? I don't think kids are able to separate reality from fantasy, if that makes sense. And I think sometimes the internet, and trust me, I love this whole new world I'm in, but I have to be cognizant of my audience because, you know, I think the internet has a lot of fantasy style realities, and it's just not the norm. And so because hopefully you are an adult with some life experience, you know, well, I agree with that point, that example I may have said, but I disagree with the rest of the stuff. Okay, cool. But I just don't want kids, to kind of get sucked into what they think is the easy answer. Although I honestly don't know a lot of people that have yet had the attention span to watch my channel videos in full. And see, what happens is, that makes me so frustrated. What happens is you get that blue dust stuff, and then you can't, like, you know, go about and pick it out. So I always just try to give a little burst of you know, breath, if you will, not fresh air, but a little puff of air, just to see if I can make the dust just, like, you know, move from where it's at, because clearly where it's at is too much of a build-up. So if you wonder in my other videos why I'm always puffing air, well, that's why, because there's dust, and it just, not my house dust, puzzle dust. But then sometimes the breath of it, the puff of air is too much. And so you get puzzle pieces that go astray, which makes me so unhappy, because my last puzzle, my first puzzle that I put on my channel, and it took so many videos to get that puzzle done, which was wild, because I'm not kidding. I used to be able to get a 1,000-piece puzzle done, I don't know, like 4 hours. Like, it was, you know, but it was different because I could just shut my brain off and not worry about what was going on. And so thoughts which may slow me down, because I obviously am someone who spirals. You can see how, like, I'm just letting my brain talk right now. I have no script. I would like to talk about certain things, but then I keep interrupting myself. So clearly, you know, it's just, you know, okay. Do you remember, I saw it on Sesame Street, but do you remember that I guess a fad before it was a fad, where you have to boop your head and rub your belly at the same time? You should try that. And you should also talk about important things while you're doing it and see what fails you first. And it's not a challenge. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, I can do it. It's not about that. But it's just, it becomes harder. The more avenues you make your brain move, the harder things become. And again, that's actually what I really like about puzzling, because it connects to my knowledge, it connects both sides of the brain, and it makes them communicate. So, as someone with mental health, I think that is just such an interesting avenue, because again, with post-traumatic stress disorder, so PTSD, sometimes the brain is stuck in certain situations from your past. And if those situations are scary, well, then aren't you just in your own purgatory, basically? Because you cannot, no matter what you do, it sometimes seems in the beginning, no matter what you do, you're never going to feel better, and you're never gonna escape basically those living nightmares. Because clearly, if you could remember happy things, well, then that would be a good thing, right? Like if I think back to the days, you know, when we got all of our dogs, like that first, you know, go pick them up, you know, those were great memories. Speak of one dog, here comes one. Hi, Nimmers. What are you doing, Jim? I have many nicknames for the dogs. I think I've said before, if you hear me say a different name, I did not get a new dog because I would be the first to tell you if I had a puppy, and obviously my content creating abilities would go down immensely. So, it is what it is. You know, my husband thinks that 4 is enough, and I don't know. I think that 400. No. Then I'd become inundated with responsibility, and although it would be fun, it certainly would be hard to have 400 dogs. But I just heard a puzzle piece fall. Oh, my slipper's stuck. Okay. So I was super unhappy with the last puzzle, just the end, because I was missing 2 pieces. Now, thankfully, I saw the 2 pieces. One of my dogs, of course, found them, and instead of just leaving them alone, decided to nibble them beyond repair, which, you know, what are you going to do, right? Like, it is what it is. So that's why I always say people have to respect the puzzle space, because if someone sets up a puzzle like I am, and maybe it's 500 pieces, maybe it's 2,000, like whatever the number is, obviously it has taken that person quite a bit of time, and maybe they have it organized in a certain way that they like. So, you know, when you see someone have a puzzle set up, like, don't be that person to just ignore the other person's lifestyle. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because maybe that's how that person de-stresses. So just be cognizant of, like, if you're leaning on the table, not to lean on the pieces and like move them to the floor. Because see, I'm lucky. We have a very quiet house, believe it or not. So I can instantly hear, usually if I'm at the puzzle, I can hear the pieces dropping. Now, some people who enjoy puzzles, you know, may not be able to hear when a puzzle goes missing, like falls to the floor. Now, whether that's because you have carpeting, or, you know, it's too loud in your house to really hear that soft little fall. But, you know, so yeah, it can be hard for some people. So all I'm saying is, if your person in your life likes to do puzzles, well, it's probably about way more than just enjoying a puzzle, honest to goodness, because other than this blue, oh my geez, other than this blue dust that gets everywhere, which drives me nuts. What was I saying? You know, they make puzzle because that's how they de-stress. That's their safe space. Maybe they feel too embarrassed to say that they cannot watch a show anymore because maybe they're just tired of, you know, I won't even get into that because it'll just rile up people. But, you know, maybe not everybody wants to see a violent movie all the time. And gosh, geez, doesn't it seem like there's a lot of violence and triggering things lately? I don't know why I put that bunny ears on it, but doesn't it seem so? Sometimes a puzzle is the only safe space that person can go. And you don't have to have mental health to enjoy the safety of a puzzle, because the puzzle is never going to be a volume, you know, so the puzzle is never going to talk so quietly that you don't know what they're saying, but you're too embarrassed to say that you can't hear. So you just say, and you're not really engaged with that person because you're not hearing them. Or maybe, you know, you can't stand high volumes of things. Maybe sounds really bother you. Well, a puzzle is so quiet. It's just, a puzzle is not going to scream at you. A puzzle is not going to have commercials. A puzzle is not going to pressure you, like, tune in for the next episode, like that. Sometimes, if you're in the wrong mental state, that can be a lot of pressure. A puzzle is so faithful. A puzzle will just sit there and wait until you're ready. So, you know, a puzzle is not, it's so just passive. Like, it's the most passive thing I think you can do. Because even like, okay, so I like to read, but I typically read more in the summer because I do like outdoor activities. I have already said I'm a huge beach bum. So yes, reading and summer and myself go hand in hand. Whereas actually I really don't puzzle much in the summer, but that might change if I get some interest on this channel. I'm at least going to be puzzling probably up until May. I'd like to keep going, but if there's no interest, you know, I enjoy all of this, but sometimes it is hard because even though, and I do have subscribers, so bless you people for signing up for this. I don't know. Well, I don't know what this is. But at the same time, you know, I'm trying to focus on engagement rather than growth. Because I think that my overall message or my basket is for mental health. So, you know what? I should make those two pieces because I'll get myself confused. So it's about mental health. So, I tell you, you know what a puzzle does demand of you? I'll tell you this right now if you haven't figured it out. Take a second, see if you can figure it out. What do you think a puzzle demands from you that no other usual wind down, you know, hobby gives you? I don't know, maybe that's too loaded because I'm thinking of all kinds of other stuff. Anyway, a puzzle will teach you the value of patience. So, because you cannot rush a puzzle, if you get more and more stressed, it will become harder for your brain to function, or at least my brain. Hello, Nimmers. Don't hit the camera, please. Don't hit the camera. Okay, you go lay down. Go lay down. This is a good girl. Go by the fire. I know. I'm back to doing this. Okay, go lay down, babes. Go lay down, please. Good girl. All right. My goal is to get the outside pieces together, and then I'm probably going to call it. Just because I do have a activity that I really want to go do. So good for me. Putting myself out there. Okay, I don't think you're for me, but that's okay. All right. So again, set yourself up for success. Try and choose colors. Okay, so by now, and I might do a quick intro video to how to like set up your puzzle, because I understand like my videos are long. However, as I said, a puzzle teaches you patience, and I can certainly advise you guys that mental health takes patience. It takes time. It is not as if, oh, you're having a heart attack and we're going to give you medication to make the pain go away, or we're going to put you into surgery right now and then the problem is fixed. No, mental health takes dedication, patience, an open mind, like so much. So, you know, if you find that you really can't focus on these videos, well, I mean, that's a you thing. But at the same time, oh, look how that just goes. Do you not like that? Like, oh, I just love it. But at the same time, you know, if the message is not for you, well, okay, like, I don't know what to tell you, because I think more people need to hear this type of content. But horse to water and all of that good stuff. So I just love how this is just boop and a boop and along. It's just so nice. So yeah, gosh, there's so much to talk about. So the reason I wanted to do a puzzle today I got a lot of other content done, so that's good for me. However, yeah, I haven't really been back at a puzzle for a while. As I said in the start of this video, there's been a lot going on just in terms of the house and noise. So yeah, sometimes it just has not been the right time to pull out a puzzle because I want to give it all of my attention, you know, so nice. So yeah. Anyway, but I do want a puzzle because it is the one place where I can kind of just, how do I say this? I can turn, geez. So I got a new phone and it has been not working and driving me nuts, and yeah, so this video unfortunately is going to be heavily edited because the video just the phone just stopped on me again. And even though I try to express this to the company, I you know, it's falling on deaf ears, and you know, well, policy is this and policy is that. Okay, nothing I can do about it. It's out of my control. So, you know, it makes me, oh guys, it makes me beyond frustrated. But you know, you can't lose your temper at people who are literally just following the rules and the protocols set out by someone probably higher than them. So, you know, you got to be the change you want to see. Anyway, what was I talking about? I am going to have to go though soon. I just didn't want to do a dramatic end to this video. But yeah, so yeah, I kind of let my brain just think and talk during these, but at the same time, you know, the other videos, you have to be more mindful of, you know, well, should there be music on that, and like this and that, and you know, so it does become quite daunting. Now, nobody has asked me to make that content. I wanted to though. Fellow puzzlers, I cannot get my camera to record. I have to go out the door in like 5 minutes, so I'll just end the video here. But you can see I am getting set up, and I will be back to begin this puzzle, finish this puzzle. So I'm sorry this video was so edited and conjointed. I'm having horrible problems with my phone, and I'm asking for help from anyone I can, and I'm just not getting I'm getting some help, which is awesome, and then other help I'm just getting, you know, it's protocol, driving me nuts. So anyway, I'm gonna go do some sports. And yeah, I will be back to this puzzle. So thanks for tuning in, and yeah, I really appreciate it. All right, take care, guys.